Welcome to Unafraid Show Daily Live, where we bring the most important things that you need to know about sports quickly, simply, and honestly. And we got three things up today. First of all, Netflix is releasing a documentary on the Michigan Wolverines and their sign stealing scandal with their staffer Connor Stalions. Jim Harbaugh is gone. He's a part of it. Their new coach, Jerome Moore, and the players are left to deal with the fallout. So that's the first thing. Second thing up, why do we hate greatness? And I'm not talking about, just in general, because we appreciate greatness. But no, really, we don't. We find a way to hate it. And Simone Biles, who is the most decorated gymnast of all time, is often the subject of criticism and even more after more and more Olympic gold medals. And today, there was more criticism of her, and it was absolutely outrageous. And we got to talk about Algerian boxer Imani Khalif. Imani Khalif. And it has given these grifters and liars so much room to be ignorant, pump fear, and absolutely trick people. She's been called transgender. And all this talk about a man beating up a woman is silly, it's super lazy, and it's dumb. So we got to talk all about that here on the Unafraid Show. So we got a bunch to go over here. And we're going to start with Connor Stalions and what's going on with the Michigan football situation. And Michigan football, which has been embroiled in this scandal for over a year, since Connor Stalions, who was a staffer who got put on as an analyst, got found out that he is a sign stealer. And Michigan, and where they, what the school knew, what Jim Harbaugh knew, everything else, because Jim Harbaugh ended up suspended for 4 games last year, but Michigan won the national championship. And now the Netflix documentary is coming out, and the NCAA is turning around and releasing files and documents about what's coming in terms of their notice of allegations to the University of Michigan. So let's answer the first question. Who is Connor Stalions? He was a staffer who was hired in May of 2022 and resigned in November of 2023 once all of this came out. Now, essentially, this dude was an obsessed Michigan fan who turned around to get hired by the University of Michigan because he had a special skill. He had a special skill of sign stealing. And now, mind you, in baseball, no problem with sign stealing. In football, if you can steal the other team's signs, no problem with it. But it was prohibited against the rules for you to do advanced scouting and steal signs and videotape the other sideline. I talked to multiple NFL scouts because I know NFL teams advance scout. And what I was told is they said, no. If he was filming the sideline, that's completely out of bounds. But if you can pick up tips either off the game copy or while you're in the stadium and write them down, that's a whole different story. But if you are filming the sideline, you are doing something that is out of pocket and out of bounds. So this is clear. Even by the NFL's metric, which has a much looser set of rules than college football has. And you will have Michigan people and other people, oh, it's no big deal. Everybody's doing it. No, they're not. No, they're not. It provides no advantage. Yes, it does. If it provided no advantage, why on earth would you have an analyst on the sideline standing next to the defensive coordinator and the offensive coordinator at times with a chart looking, and then we're switching signs and everything else? Why? Why would you be doing that? And if there's nothing wrong with it, why would he be dressed in disguise on a Central Michigan University sideline? Makes no sense. So here is what the NCAA has leaked out that they're of their findings. So ESPN obtained a notice of the allegations 5 coaches committed level 1 violations, including Jim Harbaugh, who's now off to the NFL. So he got his national title, got vindicated by the University of Michigan. Now all of a sudden everything's great. And he's going to leave other people left there to hold the bag. Their current head coach, Sharon Moore, deleted 52 texts with Connor Stalions the day the reports came out. Why would you do that if there's nothing wrong and you didn't know that there was anything wrong? Wonder why. And that they illegally scouted 58 games in 3 years. I wonder why. Do you think that there's any association? Now, granted, Michigan started recruiting better, they played better, all these things. But do you think that there's any correlation between them not being able to beat Ohio State and them losing games to now all of a sudden, juggernaut can't be beat for an entire season? There has to be something there because when you know football is based upon percentages, especially when it comes to the coordinators. And if you can figure out some of the plays and whether it's a screen pass, and we've seen video of their defensive linemen not rushing on screen passes and all sorts of things. So if you can get some of the plays right, mind you, you don't have to get them all right. But if you can switch into the proper coverage on some crucial plays and some crucial downs, that's how you win football games. You don't have to get them all right. You just got to get some of them right and in the most crucial situations. And the investigators in this situation said that of those 58, 13 of them were of future opponents, and he directed others to scout some of the games as well. This was an absolute disaster of a situation for Michigan. But here's the thing. Michigan went on to win a national championship last year. So now people are wondering, should the championship be vacated? Big Ten Commissioner Tony Petitti, last year, he suspended Jim Harbaugh. He basically went as far as the Big Ten rules would allow him to go. But you got to remember, the wheels of justice are slow. And you had the whole entire, due process crowd. But where's the due process if there's a player who has a domestic violence incident? Let's take him off the field. Why wouldn't you take Michigan off the field? I understand both sides of this, but isn't there some component of that's equal, especially if you are jeopardizing the integrity of the game and the opponents that you are currently playing? Ever think about that? And there is an element of this. If their national championship gets vacated, mind you, I hate vacated wins. Hate them with a passion because you can vacate a win all you want to. You can take away wins, but it does not matter because we saw it happen. We saw Reggie Bush win a Heisman Trophy. We saw USC win that national championship. What was that, 04-05? We saw Memphis play Kansas in the national championship, even though the record books say Memphis won 0 games that year. We saw it happen. You can't take it back. We saw it. So Michigan wins a national championship. You have the Texas Longhorns, Ohio State Buckeyes, Alabama Crimson Tide, Georgia Bulldogs fans. They're all upset. And honestly, they have every single right to be upset. Because now there's questions. Who would have won the national championship? Because Washington fans could say, well, they vacated. Well, without Michigan there, you would have had an entirely different field. Maybe Ohio State gets in. Maybe Georgia gets in. Maybe Oregon gets in. Who knows? And that continuously shakes out and changes the entire landscape of who would have won the national championship. So this is something that is going to get adjudicated over the next little while. And I can't wait for this Netflix drama. I cannot wait for it because it's one of those untolds. And hopefully they don't run up run and softball this whole thing the same way that they did with the swamp, where that was an entire Urban Meyer, washing campaign to make him look good. So this is going to be interesting, and this is exactly how you should see it: is that the current players, the current recruits, are going to get left holding the bag in this situation. Jim Harbaugh is in the NFL making millions of dollars, starting over. And who's going to be left? The school's going to be left to bear the brunt of this. Their players are going to be left to bear the brunt of this, except for the people who actually did it. Even though Michigan did have a few fired staffers, and I wonder why they had to fire staffers. Oh, because they were in on it as well. This is ridiculous, and it's unfortunate that college football does not have a commissioner, because a commissioner would be able to solve these things significantly quicker. All right, next thing up. Simone Biles, American hero, greatest gymnast of all time. Why do we hate greatness? That's the question. Why do we hate greatness? Because Simone Biles, the most decorated gymnast of all time, she has drawn the ire of fans multiple times. So let's go back 2 Olympics ago, back to 2016. What did she do? Help the United States win the all-around title, which they hadn't won in quite some time. Well, they had won the previous Olympics too, but which prior to the previous Olympics, they hadn't really won. She had been a victim of Larry Nassar, so she's mentally strong, came out despite that, balled out, won a gold medal for our country in the all around, and helped Team USA win the gold medal. And what does she get? Oh, her hair sucks. She's this, she's that. All right, cool. And then in the 2020 Olympics, which was played in 2021, she ended up getting the twisties. And she bowed out of competition for a little bit. And if you don't know, the twisties are when gymnasts they're basically like vertigo for gymnasts. They can't figure out where they are in the air, and it makes it extremely dangerous for them to compete. So, and what was she labeled? She was labeled a quitter. And she's not good for our country. Look at her. She ain't shit. And just all of this stuff. So how on earth do we not appreciate the greatness and understand that even in greatness that it's not perfection, that you are going to experience some significant challenges at times? And she did that. And you know what people did? They sniped at her. They did not appreciate, called her a quitter. She doesn't represent our country. What a loser. When they can't get their fat asses up off the couch and do anything that she's done, don't have the dedication, don't have the commitment, don't have any of those things. But now let's fast forward to this Olympics. She's already helped Team USA get the gold medal. She has already won the all-around title. She got the gold on vault. She did not get a medal on the balance beam. But then on the floor exercise, which is probably her second best behind vault, she was expected to get the gold medal. She got the silver medal. And here is the thing that drew the controversy. It is this picture here. This picture here. It is Simone Biles standing right there with her countrymate, Jordan Chiles, who got the bronze medal. And in the middle here, who are they, honoring right there? That is Rebeca Andrade from Brazil. And we even had an NFL player, Marlon Humphreys. This is disgusting. How is this disgusting? How about you learn something, Marlon? The lady in the middle never won a gold medal. The lady on the silver platform, Simone Biles, the most decorated athlete in gymnastics history. And her teammate with multiple gold medals too, Jordan Chiles, who they compete against each other and they're friends. And the lady in the middle, Rebeca Andrade, never won a gold medal, and came back from 3 ACL tears to get a gold medal in what's probably her final Olympics. So, yes, Simone Biles and Jordan Chiles were showing this woman some love, showing another hard-working, busting her ass athlete some love. And we hate greatness. If there's anything that greatness is, it is being able to appreciate other greatness. When has Kobe Bryant not been able to appreciate other people's greatness? When has Tom Brady not been able to appreciate what Patrick Mahomes is doing and congratulating him on the Super Bowl? When has that not ever happened? And we got to stop hating on greatness because we may never in our lifetime see another great one like Simone Biles. Think about how long it was between like Nadia Comaneci and Simone Biles. How long it was between Mark Spitz and Michael Phelps. Think about that. Think about how long it is between these like generational players, between Jack Nicklaus and Tiger Woods. The gaps are generations. So appreciate this greatness while it's literally staring us in the face. All right, and the last thing up, and you guys make sure that you guys like, subscribe, tell a friend about the Unafraid Show, and we'll be here live on Mondays and Wednesdays. Last thing up, Algerian boxer Imani Khalif. The grifters got you, people. The grifters got you. They have lied to you. They have tricked you, and you fell for it. Or at least some of you fell for it. Now, my first thing was when I first saw the on Twitter, because I'm watching the Olympics like everybody else, transgender boxer wins. You're like, wait, what? What? And now, mind you, I am a person who does not think that transgender athletes should be competing against female athletes. That if you were born a male, that you should not be competing against female competitors because it's an unfair advantage. Now, at the same time, I do understand that it's a difficult situation for a small percentage of the population. And until we have a real solution for it, it just is what it is until this point, until we find a real solution to it. So here it is. And there are people who have said, oh, she has XY chromosomes. That's a man. So let's not be ignorant about this situation. Let's not be ignorant about it. Let's all do your research, people. Let's actually do some research. So, number one, the thing that they cite is, now mind you, this is now an Algerian boxer. The country of Algeria is not welcoming to the transgender community or even the LGBTQ community in the begin with. So do you think that they're sending a transgender boxer? Okay, if that's not enough for you, right? If that's not enough for you, let's go here. There has been pointed out the International Olympic Committee president. She's a woman. Born a woman, raised as a woman, everything else in between. Okay, if that's not enough for you, because you're pointing out what happened back with the IAB in March of 2023. So in March of 2023, Khalif competed for the gold medal in the finals of the IBA Women's Boxing Championship, but she got disqualified shortly after she beat the Chinese boxer. And the disqualification came from Russian-led International Boxing Association that she had failed unspecified eligibility test. And it happened 3 days after she had defeated previously unbeaten Russian prospect. There's no way that there could be something a little funny about that. Because the truth is, does Imani Khalif have more masculine features? 100%. 100%. But we are not even dealing with the same situation as Caster Semenya, who the 800-meter runner from the last Olympics. Not even the same situation. But there were reports that XY chromosomes and everything else. But here is what was actually said. According to, that the disqualification was due to quote unquote medical reasons, and that she did not undergo a testosterone examination, but were subject to a separate and recognized test. And that the International Olympic Committee said, no way, we're not buying this because we have done our own testing. So there's no way that there could be a little bit something funny with what's going on with the IBA. This is where the facts actually matter. And this is not, and remember, the International Olympic Committee is the same organization that did not let transgender swimmer Leah Thomas compete in the Olympics. So you think that they didn't let Leah Thomas compete, but they let the Algerian boxer compete. Make it make sense. And if this is just a man running around beating up women, why does Imani Khalif have 9 losses already? Why? If it's just a man out here beating up women, why? Make it make sense. And here's the other thing. So there's no proof at this point in time that the boxer even has XY chromosomes. But even if she did, let's do some more research. So, girls with Swyer syndrome have an XY chromosomal makeup as boys normally do instead of X chromosomal makeup as girls normally do. And despite having the XY chromosomal makeup, girls with Swyer syndrome look female and have functional female genitalia and structures, including a vagina, uterus, and fallopian tubes. So my question is, what else do you want? What else do you, so if you can have a baby the natural way, but you can't box? Come on, man. This is where we have to listen to the facts and listen to the truth and not pay attention to what the grifters are putting out. You got the Clay Travises of the world. Oh, she's got a penis and that. What? What are we talking about? This is fear porn. They want you to be scared. They want you to be up in arms. And mind you, I am in the camp of protect women's sports. That until there is a solution to make sure that there is a level playing field for women, biological males should not be able to compete against biological females unless they all agree to the terms of that. Like if it's a co-ed league or something like that. That's the only way. So we have to understand what the truth is. Now you can make your own judgment about what should and should not be done. But sometimes we get to basing judgment off of looks. And sometimes, yes, there are females that present more masculine with their features. However, they were born women. Just like there are men sometimes that present more feminine because they either have more estrogen or just the way that their genetics are made up. And we have to understand that there are outliers to so many situations in life. And we cannot fall for the BS, people. We cannot fall for the BS. The truth is what matters. And that's what we are about here at the Unafraid Show. So make sure that you like, subscribe, tell a friend about it. We'll be back on Wednesday.